Hi, Michael. Obviously, you've spoken a lot prior to this fight about how it wasn't the bout you wanted. How do you make sure that doesn't turn into complacency? How do you make sure you're sort of ready for the challenge come Saturday?
Yeah, that's just an opinion. So, you know, you have to allow yourself moments to have whatever it is that comes to mind, the frustrations, whatever it is. But a fight is a fight. He's still a dangerous opponent. I respect him. I've always spoken about how highly I rate him. It was more just the status level that I was looking for. It's like more just a type of fight that just makes everybody just go crazy. But at the same time, yeah, I'm locked in, man. He's the person that has signed the contract and is brave enough to sign the contract, and I'm locked in to putting on a big show.
I asked MVP the same question, but were you surprised by this matchmaking? Because I know you two live very close to each other. You have trained in the past. Were you surprised, or when you got the call saying it was MVP?
Yeah, at first, yes. It's like going from the regional scene when you fight the fellow UK guys to get to the international scene, and then you're fighting guys from all around the world. But it was a shock at first, but then when you take that away, it's just another opponent and, yeah, a step in the right direction.
And as you mentioned there, like a crazy fight. Do you feel like a big KO? Do you feel like you need a big KO to get that next?
To be fair, I'm not sure. You never know. You never know here. I don't think things just seems to change like the tides at sea. So, but I'm always striving for a big KO. I'm always striving to entertain. I'm always striving to put highlight videos out to showcase how talented I am.
And you're on a 4-fight finish streak, all in the first round. MVP has proved to be a very hard man to finish in the past. Do you believe this is a fight that you can get the finish, or do you believe this is more likely to go 3 rounds?
I always prepare for 3 rounds. I prepare for 3 rounds of war, to be honest. If the finish comes, I think it's the fact I'm good at finding it and I'm good at going for it. So yeah, if the finish presents itself, I will take it. But I'm prepared for 3 rounds of hell as well. So either way.
And then just finally, I know obviously it's sort of pedantic at this stage, but not being the co-main, does that add to your sort of willingness to go and put on a big performance, or is that all in the past now?
Yeah, again, it's obviously part of the frustrations initially, but I used to say the same thing when I was at Bellator, and it's no matter where you put me on the card, I am the main event.
Okay, brilliant. Patterson is coming off 4 straight first-round finishes. Do you think he will be looking to keep that up against you, or do you think he will be more cautious?
I think he would love to, obviously. It would be great for him in terms of his career. To add to that, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to have to be more cautious because of the person that's in front of him. And my style usually brings, it forces people to be more cautious because they end up standing around kind of like a deer in headlights, stuck with what's going on in front of them because it's so unfamiliar. So it'll be very difficult for him too, especially when he finishes on his back.
I'll go to champ. Imagine that.
Thanks, Sam.
That was going to ever happen, but hey.
Sam right here. You've trained with MVP multiple times in the past. Unlike his previous opponent, you know what to expect. Do you think that gives you an advantage that you already have felt that speed?
Yeah, I do. Don't get me wrong, it don't make him any less dangerous. I just know how dangerous he is. And yeah, I think a lot of people are shocked at how far, when they step in there against him, they're shocked at how fast he is. I know how fast he is. I know how dangerous he is. And yeah, I think the motivation of obviously me taking a step up in competition, top 15 in the world, there's no better motivation, and everything to do with Mike is perfect for me.
Is there something about Sam Patterson's game that you're worried about?
Yeah, he's super dangerous. He's got, weird enough, as much as he's a striker, he's actually got very unique submissions that he's able to catch from quite unique places. So, I've got to be very, very aware of that. Very, very on point. But other than that, we've done all the work that's necessary. So now it's just focusing on being the best me on the night.
Brilliant, thank you.
Michael, were you quite surprised with this matchmaking? Because I know you and Sam, you live, I believe it's about half an hour apart, and you've trained together in the past. Were you quite surprised when the UFC came to you with Sam's name?
Yeah, definitely was surprised because again, I felt like we were on the same page when it comes to the type of fights they would want to kind of create, especially bringing me back to the UK. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, he's still a super talented opponent, and I just need to go out there and show the world what I can do.
Most people would try to grapple with him. That's how Jan Gary partly find a way to win against him. You said you were going to knock him out. What makes you so confident that you can do that?
It's not necessarily said I would knock him out. If I see the opportunity, I would definitely take it, as he will do to me. I'm a mixed martial artist at the end of the day, and I'm going out there to be a complete mixed martial artist. I don't believe it's grappler versus striker. I finished the last 2 guys that were strikers with striking. So I pride myself on being a mixed martial artist. Saturday night, I will be a mixed martial artist. If the finish is there, I will take it. It doesn't mean I believe I'm going to knock him out or I'm going to submit him. I believe I'm going to win. That's all that matters.
And having trained with Sam in the past, does that give you any added confidence knowing his sort of strengths and weaknesses? I know he's probably evolved a lot since you last trained together, but does it give you any sense of added confidence?
No, I was trying to fight the guy on the night. Yes, I'm a bit more familiar with, you know, who he is and the styles and things that he kind of likes to go to. But at the same time, he was also helping me out with other opponents. So he's not necessarily being his best self. So I can't go by that. I have to go by who turns up on the night.
You touched on it briefly there about the placement of where you are on this card, and we had Luke Riley in before you. You know, he was full of respect for yourself, and I just want to, you know, understand a bit more from you. Why do you think the UFC made that decision to put Luke Riley ahead of yourself? And was it? I know you say, you know, you're the main event here. Was it very frustrating for yourself to be lower down than that?
It's not necessarily. It was confusing. I'm not sure what was happening, but you know, a good friend of mine actually pointed out that the Paramount system is different. It's more about the eyeballs and keeping eyeballs versus once you've paid your subscription, then it doesn't really matter. So he said potentially it could simply be that they want to keep placing people in slightly different orders in order to maintain people's staying on the channel. And that the thought of that, whether he's correct or not, the thought of that made me go, okay, that, you know, it could be a point. Obviously, we're with a new platform now, so they might do things slightly differently. But yeah, again, initially, I just found it very, very strange, disrespectful, and strange.
MVP said the most dangerous thing about you is your chokes, dark strokes, anaconda. How weird is it, since you know what to expect against him and he knows what to expect against you, how weird is it to fight someone when you know him that well?
This is the first time I've had to do it. Like I said, when you take away the fact that you've trained together and I know who he is, at the end of the day, when I step in there on Saturday, it's another person I have to take out, and I've got to make sure I take him out before he takes me out. When you take everything away from it, it's a fight at the end of the day, and I'm taking him out before he takes me out.
And you were speaking to Demetrius Johnson about sparring Sam in the past and how he's helped you prepare for fights. Can you recall much from those sparring sessions? You know, did you get the better of him, and are you using that? Obviously, now that you're fighting him, is there much that you can take from those? I'm sure there's a lot you can share.
Again, like I wouldn't say I could technically use that because the focus at the time was the opponents that I was fighting. So initially it was Kevin Holland, and we needed somebody tall, a striker, so on and so forth. So my coach would restrain me and do specific things. So he hasn't necessarily seen the full MVP, so to speak, in terms of going to fighting somebody like him, and he was being helpful in the same way as well. So he's very, but he's being quite specific to what my opponents would do, and my coaches would say, "Can you throw more of these?" And so I guess we haven't quite seen each other. We've had a feel of each other. We haven't quite seen each other at full capacity. So I don't want to go by that. I have to go by what happens on the night. I have a general idea. My coach is based on his fights, not based on our spar. It's based on the videos that we've seen of him actually competing, because that's when he's going to let himself out. And that's what I'm going to focus on.
Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, how you doing? So just a quick one here. So just piggybacking on the back end of that as well, actually. So how do you respect someone without over-respecting them? Talking about the style of MVP.
Yeah, I'm with all my opponents. I don't think I over-respect anyone. I respect everyone the same up to the fight. And when I step in there, that's it. Respect goes out the window. My job's to take them out.
Okay, so not necessarily a particular problem, just another opponent for you.
Yeah, opponent and style. When you take that, everything that comes around from it. Everyone's saying about we knowing each other. It's Michael Page. We're both from the UK. You take all that away, it's two styles in there that one of us have to go out there and beat the other, and that's what I'm focused on.
Michael, you have one of the most creative and unique fighting styles we've ever seen in MMA. How would you describe the thought process and the feeling that you have when you're in that flow state? Because it's a mixture of really unorthodox striking, dancing, taunting. It's all about entertainment in there.
It is a difficult one because, as you stated, flow state. It's kind of like once you're in it, it's almost like somebody else is like autopilot. Somebody else is just taking over the wheel, and I'm just enjoying the process. I'm really enjoying the environment, how I'm feeling, slipping punches, seeing kicks, landing punches. I'm enjoying all of it, almost as a spectator. So obviously the hard work is drilling it consciously, so then it falls into your subconscious, and then that falls into that flow state when you get into that mode. So it's difficult to really kind of go back and reflect specifically how I'm feeling in the moment, but after the key word would be enjoyment.
Yeah, he's very well known for controlling his range, being a rangy fighter. So what's your answer to that?
The answer: be a complete mixed martial artist. Saturday night, I'll take the range away from him, or I'll keep my range. I'm not exactly a short guy with the same height. I don't know what his reach is, but yeah, he's great at what he does. But Saturday night, I get to show you lot what I'm great at as well.